Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Sitara, also known as Samantha Faye. We are at day 20 of 21 with quantum cash flow. Whoa, whoa. I had a realization the other day because I'm a quick start, which means if I have an idea, I'm really quick to make it happen. Like, boom, like, oh, idea, good, go. Let's put it in action. I know how to make this pick up some speed, get some momentum, that sort of thing. um, but I'm really not very good at following through of like finishing something all the way to completion. I'm really good at getting to that like 95, 98% and then like leaving the little hook there. So I had an assistant a few years ago and she was great at finishing things. So she and I made a really, really good team. But as I've been sitting with this quantum cash flow thing and like feeling the movement of coming to a space of completion, one of the things that came up for me is that it's almost like an unwillingness to finish something all the way through comes from a fear of loss. Like it comes from a prevention of grief. It comes from well, if it's complete, then it's over. Which I think actually stems from the root of my experiences with abandonment in early childhood. Felt like a deep realization, so I'm sharing that with you because maybe you resonate, maybe you don't, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But overall, my heart is feeling so tender today. So tender today. So you might be hearing a little bit more about me and my vulnerability in this particular one than some of the other ones, which to me is quite funny because our affirmation is so literal. It's so literal today that I was like, oh, this is quite funny. All right, let's pull it up here on Instagram. Bam, we know where to find this, right? By now, the Monad Society. You'll find it. I know you will. Okay, large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. We've talked about this before, right? With gracefully being that nobody gets harmed. Like, let's say you get an inheritance, nobody has to die. You don't have to get in an accident to receive insurance money, something like that. It's like gracefully and in perfect ways is calling in. It's calling in the power of your abundance, your divine birthright that is allowing you to really, truly open. Oh, I think I'm going to share about what's going on in my heart. It feels important. Let's go ahead and open this space though. As we call in divine truth and love into the sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. Ya satanikia wakua puakua kai tanikia. Yoakua kaya tanikia kia kia kua kua puakua kua puakua tanikia kia kia kua pua tanikia wapua kaya. Kaya kaya tanikia kia kua puaka tanikia wapua satania wapu kua pupu tania. There's a big prayer in there around safety. Feeling safe. Being visible, feeling safe in your home, feeling safe in your heart, feeling safe in love, feeling safe in whatever it is that comes up that would flare up any triggers around not feeling safe. There's a really deep and powerful prayer in that for you that is opening your heart in some really extraordinary ways. And I don't know about you, but this quantum cash flow experience has really opened me in some really powerful and unexpected ways. Some of the things that I knew were coming in through the pike, I could sense them. I could feel that certain things were coming, but obviously I didn't know what the depth of the experience was going to be. Yeah, so I'm going to share what has taken place last yesterday, last night. It's kind of been going on for a couple weeks. As some of you know, that I do read the Sophia Code, and I really appreciate Kaya Ra's work. I think she does some extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary offerings that she's sharing with the world. And last night I came home after a really beautiful conversation with a new friend of mine, and the Spirit led me to a sorry, I realize this is moving a little bit slow. I usually talk faster, but it's because it's so it's just so raw, and it feels really vulnerable to be on camera on a day that I feel really raw, but here I am showing up. So I came home and Spirit led me to one of the Heaven on Earth prayer collectives that she has done specifically with Kuan Yin and Babaji. Now, if you don't know Kuan Yin's story, her life experience was that she was living in a village with her family. The village was raided, her entire family was murdered, and she was raped and left for dead. She ended up surviving, running out into the forest, into the woods, and she lived there for 7 years alone, by herself, surviving off the land in the forest. Then, at the 7th year, Mahatma Babaji showed up in her world, found her in the forest, and started the experience of rehabilitating her, bringing her back into healing, bringing her back into safety, bringing her away from insanity, and really helping to reground and restabilize this powerful ascended master that has, oh my gosh, her story of what she's been able to create on this planet when she was embodied, and the legacy sounds like such a cheesy word to use in this way, but what her gift and her presence still continues to bring to this planet, to our hearts, to our healing, to our life experiences is beyond profound. So Mahatma Babaji shows up and is standing in grounded presence with her. And you have to remember that her life experience, especially and specifically with men, is that she watched her entire family be murdered by men, as she was raped by a man and left for dead. So the triggers of the association with men that specifically are showing up with this particular person, of evaluating, is he safe? Is he going to try to rape her? Is he going to hurt her in any way? All of these things, it's called hypervigilance. So she was hypervigilant in the forest for 7 years. Now, if anyone has ever felt hunted, or if anyone has ever been attacked, or if anyone has ever been raped or physically abused, you understand what the sensation of hypervigilance is. Hypervigilance is that there is always a part of you that is activated and on alert and observing the environment that you are in and paying attention to where an attack or where something might come from, even if you're in like the safest place that you could be in. There's this hypervigilance, there's this unconscious or subconscious script that's constantly running by means of our own fight or flight mechanisms. It is what keeps us safe, yet it also shreds the nervous system until these wounds are resolved and these wounds are healed. Now, for some of you that know my history and my story, have been following along for a while, you know that sexual assault has taken place in my life several times. And the patterns of abuse for me started young in childhood. And I don't necessarily want to say that they were extreme cases, but they were extreme enough for me that it has created a significant amount of self-abandonment through drugs and alcohol to try to make it go away, to try to make my gifts go away, to try to make the pain go away. It has, those particular experiences in my life have ignited my trajectory to be on my own path of healing. The depths that I have gone into to be able to stand here in front of you after even a year of for me, what feels like hiding in Bali because of also another experience that happened in Los Angeles before moving here. I resonate a lot with Kuan Yin's story, even though, of course, my village wasn't raided and my family wasn't murdered. But I resonate with the sentiment that's there. So, what has taken place for me along this journey of quantum cash flow, as we talk about worthiness and we talk about value and we talk about being able to receive and receptivity? Well, for me in my life experience, especially in early childhood, I learned some very dysfunctional and toxic traits around giving and receiving love. Very codependent, always on the edge of the knife with abandonment. If you don't act this way, then I'm gone. If you don't act this way, then you've lost your privilege, or like this sort of thing. And so it was manipulation and control tactics. These are the associations in which I learned to relate to love. And so at a certain stage, I don't recall it being a specific moment, but at a certain stage in my life, I created this awareness that to be able to receive love, to be able to exchange love, came at a very high cost, and that very high cost was of excruciating pain. In some cases, I was willing to exchange, and in some cases, the depths of my shadow and toxic behavior traits were mirrored in the partners that I coupled up with, ultimately to break all these things down. Ultimately to be able to see the reflection of it, because in some of these cases, like, there is a lot that we can do in meditation, and there's a lot that we can do in healing, there's a lot that we can do in plant ceremonies, there's a lot that we can do to prevent these particular patterns from repeating in our life. Absolutely. And also, sometimes the most valuable thing that comes to us in our life is a person, specifically in Kuan Yin's case, Mahatma Babaji, that showed up in such a state of presence that her feelings were able to be felt. Now, this is what she talks about, which I think is, it just resonates so powerfully. I might cry. I'm going to try not to cry, but I might cry. That when he shows up, just the simple value of his presence and his willingness to feed her, to give her meals, to nurse her body back to health, you would think that her heart would just open and, yay, there's somebody here that wants to love me, there's somebody here that wants to nurture me, wow, isn't this great? No, what happened was her heart started to feel all of the pain and all of the blocks and all of the emotions and all of the things that she had kept and buried, and basically created a fortress around her heart to keep her safe by living in the forest for 7 years. And so when he shows up, he holds this divine, balanced, masculine grace that is there to hold such a sacred container for her to be able to feel and to feel deeply, not because of anything that is that he is doing or saying or whatever. It's just simply the presence of him there is igniting this response inside of her body that is allowing her and encouraging it to move through. And the key is that it's excruciating. It's sometimes overwhelming for her to be in his presence because of how much it's making her feel. Man, if that did not like land so intensely on my heart yesterday. I feel it, and I know that some of you here are feeling it too, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it. This is like the real of the real of the real. This isn't saying a bunch of affirmations, and yes, of course, writing it in red ink and all these things. It's helpful, it does things, it moves energy. And when you start moving energy, you start to find the core of what is being blocked, or the core of what's creating the obstructions. And to face that is not easy. It doesn't always feel good. And this is the part of healing that most people shy away from until they get to a point where they are fed up and they can't not anymore, which is how I found my path to healing. I couldn't not. I was slowly killing myself, and I knew it. I had to make a change. I had to do something different. And now where I'm at this point in my life is that I'm coming out of hiding. I'm not afraid to be seen anymore. There may be other layers of that show up as I continue to create this movement that I feel is so alive in my heart, and so alive in my world, and so alive in the passion of why I believe that I'm here. I personally have to detoxify the experiences that I've been holding on to in my own heart that is keeping me from being able to give and receive in a balanced and healthy way. Now, I've had success in business. I've made a lot of money. I've had wild failures in business. I've lost a lot of money. I've gone back and forth. And in every single experience, I have learned so much. I can tell you exponentially, I've learned so much more in the failures than I have in the successes. And in the failures was when I was able to actually look at the successes and see that some of them were from a wounded place of desire to prove myself and desire to receive the attention or approval that I wasn't getting from the people that I really desired it from. So the baseline of quantum cash flow isn't about let's, create a series of affirmations. It's going to open the channels of your subconscious mind. This is deep reprogramming around how you function in the world and how you function in relationships and how you function in the relationship dynamic with yourself. That this is what we are shifting, this is what we are changing, this is what we are moving through in some really powerful and profound ways, because a lot of these traits that we carry, because we've learned even from our society, as codependent or toxic patterns of like manipulation and control in dynamics, which can be very subtle. Emotional abuse is silent, but it is there. It is sometimes hard to identify, but it is there. So, when we connect with ourselves in this way, you are opening yourself into such a world of possibilities that your human brain is not yet capable of comprehending or understanding. That there is something that is so brilliant that's going on in your world. There's something so brilliant that's going on in your mind. There's something so brilliant that's going on in your heart. That this series here is specifically designed to help you resonate more clearly at the vibrancy, the vibration of your clear connection to your higher self and to source consciousness. Mother, Father, God, the universe, whatever it is that you want to connect to in that way that satiates and purifies your connection to your very own creator in that way. That you always have a line to divine love. You always have a line to absolutely abundant divine love and divine grace. That there is something so extraordinary that is happening by means of your very own creation. Like, have you ever sat to ponder what has taken place in your world and what has taken place in the universe in order for the specific sperm to meet the specific egg that created you? And the perfection of how you be in this exact space, realizing a different sperm would have created a different combination. So the person that you be in every single aspect of your chromosomes, your carbon-based DNA, the information that exists inside of you that science, modern science, has not yet been able to understand fully. Your genetic encoding that you are carrying in this present moment is what we are activating. We are activating the dormant pieces, the dormant places of your own DNA. In Kirtan, you activate the key codes. In the Sophia code, they're called key codes, so I'll just use that as the same vocabulary term instead of making something else up. These are key codes. So we all actually have the key code of Kuan Yin, and we all actually have the key code of Mahatma Babaji inside of us, living inside of us, because in the totality of the entire human experience, we hold all key codes of our very own creator. And these ascended masters, like we start with where we are at, and we're able to access the vibrational level that we are able to access until we master that particular level and are able to ascend to a new level of what we are able to integrate in these particular key codes. So these key codes, when you start learning new information, when you start learning about the quantum field, when you start learning about your emotional body, when you start learning about your pain body, when you start releasing trauma and you start opening your heart space and you start opening your awareness in a broader sense, the key to these experiences start to open and unlock awarenesses that already exist inside of you. They're already there. It's simply a matter of time and space to be present with what is shifting, what is moving, what is growing, what is evolving, what is turning over, what is, what you are breathing through that is allowing space for the new to come in. Because the evolution of the new coming in is infinite. There is no space where any human being has arrived, because the conscious evolution of what is available to us as humans and the conscious evolution of what is available to us in our multidimensional aspects of our own self is constantly continuing to evolve. And if you are listening to this, you are on the leading edge of the conscious movement here on Earth. Meaning, there is a wave of consciousness that is moving through the planet on this great awakening adventure, and there are certain humans that understand certain concepts and things that they have become aware of that other humans haven't yet particularly understood or unlocked for themselves or stepped out of the matrix in whatever way, shape, or form that looks like. So when we start activating these key codes and we start remembering who it is that we truly are, and we've come out of the amnesia that we have been programmed into, your world starts to change, unabashedly so. This is why going to a 9-to-5 job isn't satiating anymore. It doesn't satisfy you. It starts to feel like you're dying. It starts to feel like you're losing your soul, because you have become awoken. You're woken up to the truth of your own divine sovereignty. And when you wake up to the truth of your own divine sovereignty, things that used to be okay for you are no longer okay. Quantum cash flow specifically, in my history with leading courses through the Earth Angels Academy and Grow Your Soul-Centered Business, all programs that I created and founded, have specifically been around finding the core of your true alignment and being able to bring in money, financial prosperity, doing that. And the reason is this: there's a lot of people out there that think that healers or teachers or whatever role that we are in need to be doing this for free. And trust me, I would absolutely love to, a million times over, be able to offer all the information that I have available for free. And what I have also learned is that there's a balance in the exchange that takes place. It's skin in the game. It's showing up. It's you getting your own money's worth. It's what's powerful. So if you're here at Quantum Cashflow on day 20 and you haven't paid a dime for any of it, congratulations. That shows your resolve. That shows your interest. That shows your capacity to do big, fat, giant, major things. And it also shows your capacity to be able to receive. Because I'm sure at some point down this 20 days, people want to start exchanging, because it starts to feel imbalanced of what is being received and what is being given. So do you see how that's like surface level to what it is we're talking about, receiving and giving, and where we learn these things from primary caregivers? Also, it's activating in our own divine genome the specific lessons that we have stepped into for ourselves to be able to learn more in a more expanded way. Powerful. So now that we've gone in and we've done all this excavating, and we've started to become more clear of our own worthiness, and we've started to become more clear of our own value, and we've started to become more clear of all of these things, we finally get to this particular affirmation. And it's so funny to me that this is so literal today. I wrote these a while ago, so it's been an adventure coming through every single day and joining in. So large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Do you have any resistance to that sentence? That's the fun part. Do you have any resistance to large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways? Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Ways that feel balanced, ways that feel aligned, ways that feel clear, ways that maybe even feel unexpected. Ways that feel powerful, ways that feel empowering, ways that do not feel that they are out of obligation. It's really beautiful. It's really powerful for you to give yourself this gift, to be able to say this sentence without any resistance, for you to say this sentence without any objectifications, objections, and objectifications. Who out there is objectifying money? Just feeling the openness, the spaciousness that's opening inside of your own heart. That allows room for that movement to come up, that allows room for that movement to be seen, that allows room for that movement to be open in such a clear, powerful sense of focused intention, in love, in beauty. The movement of your own life, the movement of your own power, connecting in your root chakra all the way down to the center of the earth, offering so much gratitude, so much gratitude. So much gratitude for the you that you are, that is showing up every single day. The you that you are that's taking breaks when you need to take breaks. But the you that is creating something beautiful for yourself. That as you're creating something beautiful for yourself, you're also creating something beautiful for your future self. that there's a power that comes through in your world, there's a power that comes through in your heart that is only satiated by true alignment, by true honesty, by true authenticity, by seeing the core of what it is that is truly there for you to see and witness and love, 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 love into integration. And let yourself feel into the bigness of the sensations that you are feeling. Knowing that what you're feeling and what you're doing and what you're choosing to step into for yourself is powerful, is peaceful, is grounded, present, open, clear, and I encourage you to take note as well of anything that's going on in your life or any choices that you are making that are obstructing your capacity or your ability to show up clearly in a grounded way, in full presence, in full authenticity, you are deserving of your own freedom. Money in this world is a tool that offers resources that are available for creation. And feel. In your wildest dreams, in the visions of your wildest dreams, please note that you can see them because they are possible. You are tapping into a timeline of possibility. And as you're able to tap into a timeline of your own possibility, please know that you are also capable of embodying that specific timeline, of making the choices that you need to make and taking the action steps that you need to take to bring you onto that path. Now, it is also possible for you to choose a path of complacency that will not allow that path to open up. But here's the thing, is that it doesn't mean that you need to do more. It is that it is important for your body to open up and receive. And when I say body, I mean your energetic field, your experiences of fear, all these other things that have created constrictions around your subconscious beliefs about what is possible for you as you continue to open and expand and to receive more. There is a lot here for you, my sweet friend. There is a lot here for you. And so what we're going to do right now is open up a prayer that's going to create clarity and remove any and all dark energy that may be an external force that is influencing or blocking your ability to create. Now, the connection of this dark energy or an external force that would be blocking your ability to create is that there's also a link to your subconscious mind that is saying that it's okay for that to be there. And what we are going to do is set a very, very clear boundary, a very, very clear knowing and saying that there are certain frequencies, there are certain energies that are not going to be allowed on this path of your very own creation. So let's go ahead. I'm going to lead us through a bit of a transmission because it feels important to do that right now. So we're just going to roll with it. So go ahead and envision yourself in a nice golden ball of light. I'm going to let myself slip into a channel. What I'm being shown is that there's a certain level of your own awareness and ascension as you move through the densities and the dark energies that are on this planet, and as you start to bring your awareness into the higher frequencies, that there is and sometimes will be a pushback or an experience that you might call resistance that will come up to trigger a deeper sense of trust and a deeper sense of grit. This is not to say to stop, this is to say to question your motives, question your prerogatives, and question how it is and why it is that you are showing up. That when you are coming from a place of a role of service, you'll be able to see that you are in full alignment with that of your soul's destiny, your soul's purpose. That what you are capable of receiving as you go into a role of service will continue to open you up and teach you so many other things about the laws of the universe and how things work by means of law of attraction. Soya tanikia wapua kaya tanikia wapua kaya 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 soa tanikia yawa so tanikia wapua kua tanikia wapua kua. There's also a state of vibrational frequency that will show up in such a powerful way, in such a profound way, that it will feel like being above the clouds. It will feel like such a state of protection that you are actually untouchable by any of these other particular frequencies that would want to bring you down. The thing here that is your responsibility is that it is your responsibility to purify these particular triggers and purify these particular wounds outside of your own field and outside of your own body. This is what is bringing you into the new earth. This is what is bringing you into the experience of living in a heaven on earth, that you are literally in a different reality. You are living and functioning in a different dimension than other spaces here on this planet, on earth. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that you are able to interact with these, we'll say, lower frequencies or lower experiences by means of being able to shine your light, to shine your illumination, to be in that space of service that will help other souls, that will help other people to be able to continue to raise the value of their own consciousness and raise the value of their own vibrational currency. As there are more that continue to ascend in this way, there will continue to be more that continue to ascend in this way. And the darker agendas or the fear, manipulation, chaos agendas will start to not hold any power. They will start to nullify, they will start to neutralize, they will start to go into other places, which is why this experience on this planet is fortifying such a movement in the hearts of all those who are here, who have descended to ascend in this human experience, especially during this time. We are here for the Great Awakening. Those of us that recognize and see what it is that is going on are here to be way showers for those who are still asleep. These are our family members, these are our friends, these are our old coworkers. These are the people that see us on social media moving in such a direction that these seeds are planted in such a powerful way that the movement and the ascension into the new earth frequencies are opening us and opening our hearts and opening our consciousness and opening our awareness to truly ascend and cultivate a new baseline of vibrational resonance on this planet that shakes out and releases, like I said, neutralizes the experiences. It transmutes the densities and darkness that is here just simply by illuminating. It is each of our own individual responsibility to continue to choose the path of ascension for ourselves. Feel what you're feeling, notice what you notice. A lot of energy moving through our field and through this space right now. Remember to believe that you are untouchable. It's not even that you need protection, it's that you are invisible to those who are not meant to see you. You will not be found. You cannot be seen. Because people are only able and capable to see you as deeply as they have seen and met themselves. Those who wish any sort of harm on you are literally not capable of seeing you. You will be standing right in front of them and they won't see you. I personally have had this experience several times, many times in my life. And it used to aggravate me, it used to make me mad that these people would ignore me in the way that they would ignore me. And then I realized that they legitimately could not see me because we're living in different dimensions. dimensions. I trust the love that you have for yourself. I trust the power that's in that for you. I trust that you will and you are finding yourself coming to a state of completion with some of these old habits and old patterns and old behavior traits that have created an extraordinary amount of grief in your life. The buck stops here. You get to choose that for yourself. You get to say no more. Being fed up is the most powerful place you can be in, because when you are fed up, that's when things change. One of the most powerful lists I ever made in my life was the top 10 things I was tolerating. It's a powerful word, tolerating. What are you tolerating in your life right now? I think one thing that's alive for me right now in that sentence is I've been tolerating myself carrying pain. Oh, thank you, Kat. I'm so thankful that this is helping you specifically today. But how many of us here are knowingly, right now in this moment, carrying pain? You know you're carrying it. Like your bag is packed and there's a section in it for pain. I know that for myself, one of the things that I recognized was, as a healer, or in the role that I am in, I had an egoic construct created, an egoic identity created around carrying pain. Who am I without my pain? How do I relate to my clients without carrying pain? Because I help people release pain. So naturally, in my subconscious belief, I was like, I have to carry pain in order for them to resonate and see me. That is not true. Furthest thing from the truth, in fact. Not true. I love you. Let's start breaking down these untruths we are carrying for ourselves. Your heart is so beautiful. I don't care if you're in a relationship or not in a relationship right now, but the amount of love that you deserve to feel and experience in this life, to be cherished and held on high and nurtured and loved in such an extraordinary way, that you are being seen, nurtured, felt, heard by you first. If you're in a relationship, this will change the dynamic of your relationship, which is why sometimes it's easier to do this work when you're individual. And simultaneously, there's some growth that we can only experience in deep, connected, love relationships. Where we are opening ourselves up. And we are experiencing beauty, and we are experiencing illumination, and we are experiencing grace, and we are experiencing love, and we are experiencing prowess, and we are experiencing confidence, and we are experiencing security inside of ourselves. That way, when you say this affirmation, let's open it up again. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. You believe it and you know it because you're deserving and your heart is pure. Your word is good and your heart is pure. That anything that you would do with that money in and of itself is going to serve humanity. That your word is good and your heart is pure. It is going to serve humanity. There's beauty. Oh my God, there's so much beauty in your deservingness. There is so much beauty in your abundance. There is so much beauty in you being wealthy. Because if you're here with me, once again, at day 20 of this experience, and you have worked through and you have gone through the upgrades and the shifts and the transitions, and hopefully the deep dives, and hopefully the deep dives several times because there's many layers in those, then I personally have full faith because I know the intention of where I am coming from. That you shedding these layers and shedding these beliefs and confronting yourself and where you have held on to these things that have limited you here and now, in the past, present, and no longer the future, is going to change your world in such beautiful and extraordinary ways that you are so beyond deserving of the financial resources because your word is good and your heart is pure. And you know what to do with all of this. feels good, doesn't it? To feel yourself healing, to feel yourself regenerating, to feel yourself coming back to wholeness, to feel yourself forgiving, to feel yourself unpacking your emotional baggage. I truly and deeply honor you for navigating these waters and navigating these territories. You're doing an extraordinary job. Stay with it. Stay with it. No matter what, stay with it. And what I mean by stay with it, I mean stay present with yourself in all experiences at all times. You are so powerful and you are so deserving. You're so beautiful. I'm going to continue to do everything I can to help you see that for yourself until you do. Completely. And I'm going to continue to do it every single day until I do, fully and completely. I'm just taking a moment to feel the reflection of how you see me, because I see me differently. It feels really good for me to feel the sensation of the way that you see me. Thank you. Thank you for putting that into the field. Thank you for allowing me to see it and feel it. Okay, we are going to do this affirmation. I'm going to grab my mala beads. We're going to do this one. It's a little bit longer. We're going to stay with it. We are going to stay with it. All right. So this beautiful mala was gifted to me by a friend of mine here on Bali. His name is Oka. When I lived out in Cedaman, some of you know this, I lived in a very small rural village outside of a rural village. It was a very tiny village. I lived there for 2 months, this time last year, actually. And I became friends with the people that worked at the particular homestay that I was at, obviously, because I've seen them every single day for 2 months. And Oka gave me this mala necklace that he had brought to many Balinese Hindu ceremonies. He actually gave me this one. I have one more. And when he gave them to me, I put them in my room, and I could feel the light orbs like pulsing from the necklaces. I could feel how much magic was in these, specifically because they had been blessed by Balinese priests over and over and over. They had gone to so many ceremonies with him, and I could truly feel the magic in that. So this particular necklace holds just so much sentiment and so much beauty for me. I've worn it as I have been healing by means of protection. I've worn it after I've done affirmations to emanate that frequency out of my own heart so that other people can feel it when they hug me, when they see me. I love what mala practices bring to us in such powerful ways. But this one is a treasure to me. See how gushy my heart is today? Goodness. Watch out, world. Watch out, world. There's a lot of love coming. All right. Such a dork. Let's go ahead and take a nice big deep breath and start. Let's even start with an Om. Does that feel good to everyone? Let's see. Big deep breath in. All right, stillness. All right, large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Feel into the resistance that's coming up, lean into it, and open. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money excuse me come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately. I keep slipping, goodness. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me gracefully, immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Large sums of money come to me immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. Feeling yourself step into the vibration of the energy of money. Feel what that feels like. Notice what you notice. Feeling yourself step into the pure vibration of money. Like you're doing a detox around programming that has disconnected you from the energy of money. Recognizing that the energy of money in its most pure form holds its own particular resonance. feeling yourself open that pure, clear, clean channel of your very own abundance that is coming through to you. And giving yourself full permission to commit to the action steps necessary for you to step into it for yourself. For you to receive it for yourself, for you to embody it for yourself. My sweet friends, it has been an absolute treasure and a joy to share this space with you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I encourage you to let this particular affirmation roll around with you and through you until you find that space of no resistance, until you find that space that, of course, large sums of money are going to come to you immediately, gracefully, and in perfect ways. That you get your space into a field of expecting that it is going to come in, because that means that your field has opened enough that you are going to receive what is there for you. Stay in that pure line. You are so worthy and so deserving. So as we go forth, may we integrate the healing and the lessons received with courage, self-love, and compassion. Our session here is very much complete. I love you. I adore you. Thank you for spending this time with me. As I've mentioned before, if you haven't already purchased and gone into the deep dives, I highly, 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 highly recommend it. The link is in the description of each of the videos. You can find it there. And yeah, wow. I really look forward to connecting with you on the last one. It will be our finale, our final one. Please do feel free to invite your friends. As I've mentioned, any and all likes, comments, thumbs up, shares, adding this to a playlist on your channel, if you could, would also be super beneficial. And whatever you can do that feels right and balanced to you to support the circulation of this particular lesson plan, as you will, really, truly supports and helps. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, my sweet and dear friend, I wish you an absolutely blessed day, and I'll see you again soon.